What's up, everybody? It's Rob from LearnBridge.nyc, and this video is going to dissect the chart that I've given to a lot of you. And if you want a copy of this for your own use, it's right below this video. There's a link for a PDF that you can download, print. You can do whatever you want with it. You can carry this around just as reminders of what our bids are going to mean in these very simple situations to start out a bridge auction. So what we have on the top of this chart are the opening bids, and we have the minor suit openers, one club and one diamond, and the major suit openers right here. And below each column are the responses to those opening bids. So right here, when we look at one club, here are what the responses would mean, and they're color coded for you. So the yellow responses are forcing for one round. The blue responses are non-forcing. These are always limited bids. And the white bids are game forcing. And the white bids are what's called 2/1. And if we agree to play that as a game forcing bid, it's going to simplify a lot of our auctions and to help out with those hands that are bigger than normal between the partnerships. And if you want to learn about these particular bids, right below this lesson is a little bit of a catch-up lesson for one no trump forcing, which are these two bids here, and all the 2/1 bids, which are the bids in white. This video is going to focus on our opening bids and our simple responses to those opening bids. Our bids of new suits, which would be those bids in yellow, those are forcing, and then our non-forcing responses, which are the bids in blue on this chart. So let's jump right into this here. So here we're carving out the part of the chart that has the opening bids, and that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the minor suits and the major suits. And the best part about this, guys, when we're thinking about opening the bidding, is all of our point totals are the same no matter which suit we decide to open. Each opening bid of a suit shows 12 to 21 points. The only big difference is when we open a minor suit, we only have to have 3 cards in that suit to make that call. Whereas when we open a major suit, hearts or spades, we're going to have 5 or more cards in the suit that we bid always. So let's take a look at some examples of opening bids with each of these different types of suits. Here are our one club opening bids, and we're going to open one club in a lot of different scenarios. The most frequent one is going to be when we don't have a 5-card major, and clubs is our longest minor suit. Here's a situation right here. We have 12 points, and for those of you that think 13 points is an opening bid, I want you to think about 12 being that new number. That's the generally accepted standard anywhere we're playing bridge these days, so we want you to be on the same ground as everyone else. Currently, everyone will open all their 12-point hands, so we want to get you on the same page. So every 12-point hand is now an opening bid. Here's another example. We have long clubs, and when we're looking at minor suits, technically by the book, we could open either minor suit in this spot because they both qualify at 3 cards or longer. Whenever we have a longer suit, just open the longer suit. It's the easiest thing we can do, and this is essentially whether we're talking majors, minors. When one suit is longer and we can open it or overcall it, we're going to bid the longer suit first always. Here's a hand where we only have 3 clubs, and we still are going to open 1 club. This is going to become a rule in a couple of hands here, but in this situation, we see that we can open diamonds or clubs, and we'll talk about why we're opening clubs in just a moment. But here's a great example of why we are allowed to open with 3-card minor suits. We do not have enough cards in the majors to open either one. We need at least 5, and we're never going to fudge there, guys. So here, we're forced to open one of our minors, and it'll be 1 club. Now we have a single suited hand, another really good example of a situation where now we're going to open 1 club and probably be rebidding our suit just to show the shape of our hand. And we're also going to open a lot of our strong hands, one of a minor. Take a look at this one. We have 19 points. Too much to open 1 no trump, not enough to open 2 no trump. But remember the range of our opening bids of a suit. They're 12 to 21 for this reason. We get to show a lot of different strengths of hands through just opening one of a suit, which is really good bridge, guys. The slower we go, the more we have room to discuss the best possible spot for both of our hands. Another really strong hand here. Again, just 1 club. Not enough spades to open 1 spade. too many points for one no trump, so we start with one club. Now let's take a look at that special circumstance we saw in the third hand. Here is the rule we're going to follow. When we have 3 cards in each minor suit, we will always open one club. And this is regardless of the strength of the suit. The reason we're doing this is so that when we do decide to open one diamond, it is way more frequently a real suit. Right? It's going to be 4+ almost always because of this little rule we're going to make. And notice the hand on the left, clubs are really good, so you probably wouldn't have a problem opening this one club normally anyway. But the hand on the right, the diamonds are much better, but still, it will be correct to open one club. And this is so our opening one diamond bid will be 4+ cards almost always. Now let's look at the diamond openers, and here you're going to see very much the same as our one club openers. We're usually going to have longer diamonds than clubs, that's why we're opening one diamond, and it's almost always going to be a 4-card diamond suit or longer, because with those equal lengths with only 3, we're going to open a club like we saw in that last rule. And as I cycle through these hands, you're going to notice the common theme. We don't have a 5-card major to bid, we don't have enough points, or we have too many points for a one no trump opening bid, or we just have a lot of diamonds and some strength like we see in this hand. We're going to open one diamond with all of these hands because remember it's 12 to 21 and it's at least 3 in the diamond suit, but it's almost always 4 as we can see with these hands. Here comes a rule that we'll revisit a little bit later, but you notice we have 5 diamonds and 5 clubs. So we could technically open either of these suits. This rule is regardless of minors or majors. Whenever we have this shape, 5 cards in 2 different suits, it is always right to open the higher ranking suit first. Clubs is the lowest ranking suit, diamonds is right above it. So we're going to open one diamond. This isn't exclusive to just the minor suits, guys. This is any time we're 5-5 in any 2 suits. We're going to open the higher ranking suit first, no matter what. And we're looking at more of these hands here. This is another really good example of a hand too strong to do anything but open one diamond. It's too strong for one no trump, not strong enough for 2. And here we're going to show our strength with our next bid. So we still start with one of a suit because it's 12 to 21 points. Now we see the one time that we will open diamonds with only 3. And it's specifically going to be this shape. We have 4 spades and 4 hearts. We only have 2 clubs, and remember we need 3 or more to open in a minor suit. So on a hand like this, we're forced to open one diamond. So this, out of all the hands you're going to see and all the shapes you're going to see, this specific shape will be the only time you will open one diamond with 3 cards in the suit. And this is good, guys, because this is not going to happen that often. Right, you're very rarely going to have this shape and be forced to open one diamond. So for the most part, when we're opening one diamond, we're going to have 4 or more in the suit. So you can treat that more like a real suit than you would the club opening bid. Here's the second part of the rule we talked about with clubs. And this one is when we have 4 cards in each minor suit, we will always open one diamond. And this is, again, regardless of the strength in that suit. So with both of the hands you see below, we're going to open one diamond. This is the second part of a great rule that will allow that diamond suit opener to be a real suit, usually 4 or more cards. With 3-3, we're going to open one club. With 4-4, we're going to open one diamond. And let's take a quick look at the major suit openers. Here, we have the same situation we did in the minors, except now, when we open these major suits, it is a real suit. It is 5 or more cards no matter what. And you can take a look at these 5 hands here. We could have 5 cards in the heart suit. We could have 7 like we see in this second example here. We could also have just 12 points or all the way up to 21. So we're going to do this with all of our good hands and all of our minimum opening bids as long as we have 5 in the major. And we'll see the same thing with spades here. 5+ cards in the spade suit, 12 to 21 points. And notice this hand down here to the left is obeying that rule when we have 5-5 in any suits, we always open the higher ranking suit first. So even though hearts is much nicer as far as quality of cards than the spade suit, we will still open one spade because this is all about numbers. It's not necessarily just about the power of a certain suit. And don't worry, we'll have a lot of opportunities to mention that heart suit next, right? This is just a means to an end to show the shape of our hand the best way. Now let's take a peek at our one level responses to our opening bids. And the one level responses I'm talking about are the forcing responses. And those are these 6 bids right here. These are all forcing for at least one round, and they're all what's called natural. They always show cards in the suit that we're bidding. The rule we're going to follow in all of these situations is that when we are the responder, and that's what these bids are representing here, our partners opened on the left here 1 club, and our responses up the line are 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 spade. So when we bid a new suit as responder, we are forcing partner to bid for 1 round. And the reason we're forcing them to bid is because we are showing a hand with unlimited strength. So all of these bids in yellow, these new suit responses to partners 1 level opening bids, show 6 plus points, meaning 6 to whatever. I could have only 6 points. I could have 26 points, right? Unlikely, but still. There is no upper limit to any of these calls. So when we make these bids, and when you're the one opening and your partner makes these bids, we just need to understand that these are at least forcing for 1 round and could really be any sort of hand. Take a deeper dive into these yellow forcing bids. We can see the rules for these bids are they are forcing for 1 round. 6 plus points. Again, no upper limit. And we must have 4 plus cards in the suit that we bid. So each of these, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 spade, are going to be natural. They are not like opening bids, guys. We are responding to partners' opening bid in this spot. So the majors, we don't need 5 cards to bid them because we're not in that opening position. We're just responding to partners' bid. And all of these responses here are going to be to 1 club. When we go back a slide here, we can go through all of these responses as well, but they're going to be exactly the same as we see over 1 club. When these bids are available, they will look exactly the same as we're about to see. So our 1 diamond response is going to look a lot like this. This first hand is interesting. Partner opens 1 club and we have a nice 5-card diamond suit and 8 points. So we could definitely bid 1 diamond. Some people might bid 1 no trump with this hand as well because it has good trick-taking potential. The 1 diamond response to the 1 club opening bid is going to be the one we're going to see least often, most likely, because our priority when partner opens 1 club is to try to show the major suits as soon as we can. So we'll usually bypass this diamond suit if we have 4 cards in the majors. But as you can see, the times where we do bid 1 diamond are when we have either a lot of diamonds and don't want to bid no trump right away, or we might have a very strong hand, which we're about to see here. This is a hand that might be able to make slam in a lot of different spots, so we don't want to rush. We want to go as slowly as we possibly can. So with hands like this, the fact that this 1 diamond bid is forcing means it's so safe to just bid 1 diamond. And now we might be able to gain force later using some conventional bids, or maybe we find out some really useful information right away. But it doesn't hurt you to start slowly, because remember, these new suits by the responder are going to be unlimited in strength, so we're going to have lots of opportunities to take other calls with these hands. Now let's look at our 1 heart responses. So here, we only need 4 in a major to make our call. So make sure you don't confuse the opening bids of majors to the responses. This is the most frequent thing I see at the bridge table where people are confused about whether they show 4 or 5. These 1 level responses to the opening bid always show 4 or more cards in the suit. So when we look at this first hand, this is the ideal response. We have an excellent hand, 16 points. No need to jump, guys. Remember, unlimited strength with these new suit bids. And here we have 4 hearts, so we show our major suit right away. The next hand, we have 5 hearts. But remember, this 1 heart bid that we're making simply says 6 plus points. and 4 or more hearts. We'll be able to hopefully tell our partner more about our hand later, but at this moment, that's all we're showing. And we'll look at some other responses here. Again, very good hand, 13. We know we have enough for game here. And some people might just say, hey, why not just bid 3 no trump? Well, we can do that next, right? We want to get our major suits out there because even when we're balanced, it doesn't necessarily mean that our partner is. So if we can find a heart fit, it might be way better for our side. So make sure when your partner opens this minor suit that we bid our 4-card major if we have it, always. Here we see 2 options. Remember that rule we talked about earlier, though, folks. When you have 2 possible options and one is longer, just bid the longer suit. So here we are always going to bid 1 heart. Maybe we'll mention spades later, but we're starting with this 1 heart bid. Another really strong hand. Another 1 heart bid, guys. 6 plus, 6 to infinity. We do not need to jump around when we have this good of a hand, right? And remember, we're responding. 1 no trump does not show 15 to 17. I know some people, when they see this hand, want to bid 1 no trump because it looks so perfect. But remember, you're not the opener. Your partner was. Another great example of going slowly. Very strong hand. We have 6 hearts, way more than the 4 we're promising, but we start with 1, and we'll have more time to discuss our options as we go forward. Let's look at the special situations we have here. The hand on the left shows what you may have heard as bidding our majors up the line. Here's the rule. When partner opens a minor suit, and we have exactly 4 cards in both major suits, as you can see, we have 4 hearts and 4 spades, we always bid 1 heart. We bid our major suits up the line, meaning the lowest ranking first. And this is just so if partner does have 4 spades, they have the room to make that bid next. So we provided them the opportunity to bid 1 spade, and then we'll raise spades with this hand. So when we're 4-4, we always bid up the line. And the rule to the right is revisiting what we talked about earlier, guys. When we're 5-5, we bid the higher ranking suit first, always, and then we go ahead and bid the lower ranking suit, hopefully twice to complete this description of our hand. And our 1 spade responses are going to look exactly the same as our 1 heart responses will, except for one small detail. We will very infrequently have 4 hearts when we bid 1 spade. The only time we will is if we have 5 or more spades and only 4 hearts. So you'll notice all of these responses are very similar to our 1 heart responses. Varying strengths too, guys. This is a really strong hand where we're still just going to bid 1 spade. And that's because our majors are our absolute priority. So all of these are going to look very familiar because they're essentially the same as our 1 heart responses. 4 plus cards in the suit we're bidding, and 6 plus points. And notice here's the hand again. We have 5-5 and spades and hearts. So that's our deal, guys. We're going to bid the higher ranking suit first. Now let's look at our non-forcing responses. And here they are. These are the only 2 we're going to deal with. The 1 no trump response to the opening of a minor suit is always going to be the same. And it's going to show 3 important things. It's going to be 6 to 10 high card points. It will almost always be balanced distribution, but the real key is here, folks. You will not have a 4-card major when you respond 1 no trump to a minor suit opening. Remember, even with those super balanced hands that we saw in the examples, we're still going to bid our 4-card majors when we have them because maybe partner's not balanced and maybe a suit fit would be the best spot for us. So when we don't put those majors out there right away, we're denying them. So the bid of 1 no trump in all of these auctions we see, whether we open 1 club or 1 diamond, we'll always deny 4 cards in the major suit. And it's also a limited bid, meaning there's a high end to the number of points we can have, and that is 6 to 10 in these spots. This is why partner can pass these bids. If partner knows when we bid 1 no trump that they don't have enough for game, they'll frequently pass and we'll be playing in 1 no trump. And this is the important part, folks. When you make these bids, there's always that upper limit. In this case, it's 6 to 10 points. So partner can pass these bids and very frequently will. which is right for your side usually. Just make sure you stay within this range. When you have a bigger hand, you're going to be doing different things because now you might have the possibility of going higher. But these bids in blue are all passable, which means partner doesn't have to bid, and the reason is because you've limited that strength of your hand. The other limited bid is the simple raise. And the simple raise of any opening bid should show the exact same thing. 6 to 10 total points, and a fit in the suit that was opened. So because clubs was opened in the examples below here, we needed to have 5 cards in the club suit to make this simple raise. Because a fit is 8 or more cards between both of our hands. So when partner only promises 3, the raise to 2 clubs will be always 6 to 10, but will usually show 5 or more cards in that club suit because now that confirms that we have a fit. Partner opened a major suit, instead, we would only need 3 cards to make this bid. So remember, it's always limited, 6 to 10 points, but the number of cards that you need depends on what partner opens in the first place. So when partner opens a major, we only need 3 cards. When partner opens diamonds, we really only need 4 cards because it's so frequently going to be 4 that they're showing. So with clubs, because it's 3 plus in this suit, and it's more realistically that, we're going to have 5 cards in support almost always to make these simple raise responses. I hope this was a helpful video for you, and don't forget, you can download a copy of this card right on the website. It'll be right below this video. And you can also learn about the rest of this chart, these 1 no trump bids that are 1 round forcing and these 2/1 calls with our 2/1 and 1 no trump forcing lesson, which will be posted right below this on the front page of the website. Until next time, guys, this is Rob Barrington signing off, and have a great time at the tables, folks.